AYEN is back. Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Empowerment Nigeria. Do you have a business idea? Do you want to take your business to the next level? Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Empowerment Nigeria is empowering thousands of people this year. Be part of it. Register at www.ayen2017.com or call 070-00444444.
AYEN, showcasing and empowering Nigerian entrepreneurs.
Hello Nigeria, I am Becky Madujamu. Welcome to Newsline. Check this out. Love is put to the ultimate test as a brother decides to place his well-being on the line in order to keep his sister alive. If you think this is touching, then you should wait to see the update on the twin triplets we have been following since birth. Those 5 babies born to a young couple are still getting the attention they totally deserve. The generosity towards them keeps getting better, as you will see in due course. Meanwhile, we are hoping such generosity could extend the way of a woman who by default now lives in a hospital. There are reasons why a health facility has become a home, and of course she's not happy living there. Then we will examine the challenges faced by persons living with disability in a concrete jungle like Lagos. It's a lonely life, they say, and there are ways to stop the isolation they are forced to live in. In addition, there's this one that should make you proudly Nigerian. A son of the soil is an international boxing legend. The young man has been knocking the lights out of strong men. Bragging rights are in order. Who better to do the boasting than his kinsmen? Great outing tonight, not one dull moment in sight. Hear the news first before our stories. Tessie Justin Bisong, happy Sunday and over to you.
Happy Sunday to you too, Becky. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news. Kicking off our bulletin tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari has received the 82 released Chibok schoolgirls at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Receiving the girls, the president describes their release as pleasant second anniversary gift to the people of Nigeria. He commended the security agencies, local and foreign NGOs, as well as local authorities who contributed to secure the release of the Chibok schoolgirls. The president, however, assured Nigerians that his government is resolute to safeguard lives and property of Nigerians. President Buhari also assured Nigerians that the federal government will take care of the health, education, security, and general well-being of the girls. We'll bring you details of this report much later in our bulletin. The Chief of Staff to President Abba Kyari has giving the assurance that the remaining abducted Chibok schoolgirls will soon regain their freedom from the Boko Haram insurgents. He gave the assurance when he received, on behalf of the president, the 82 released Chibok schoolgirls at the DSS medical facility in Abuja. Chukunonso Nwabweze reports.
Amina Bulama and Hanatu Stephen are 2 of the fresh 82 released Chibok schoolgirls from the captivity of the Boko Haram insurgents. They stand out because of their obvious medical condition. Hanatu is an amputee, while Amina suffers fracture in her arm.
This is an incredibly joyous moment for the president.
In the words of the Chief of Staff to the President, their release is no doubt a huge relief and a confirmation of the federal government's desire to rescue them.
The president is very pleased, incredibly delighted about this development. He said late into night last night so that he's fully briefed until all the operation is successfully completed and all our girls, our sisters, are safely back in our hands. A moment of joy for the president, for your parents, for Nigeria, and for common humanity.
Just like we did before for the 21 girls who were freed earlier, we will do the same for these 82 we received.
The girls are being profiled for adequate medication at the DSS Medical Center in Abuja. Chukunonso Nwabweze, NTN News.
Meanwhile, the news of the release of 82 Chibok schoolgirls has been received with joy on the streets of Abuja. Correspondent Salihu Abdullahi felt their pulse on the streets.
Okay, this is quite impressive, and it's a great achievement so far for Nigerians to have witnessed this kind of improvement made by the government on the issue of these Chibok girls and the release of the girls. It is wonderful, and it's quite impressive.
And we thank God because these people that have been lost over AUI, it took only the wisdoms of God and the wisdoms of man. So we thank God for the effort of Nigeria that brought these people out. We also switch trust in the same God, that Almighty God will lead his men to fake the rest out. And I thank God for the administrations of APC.
Mother, I'm very happy to hear this news that those children are back and alive. So I'm very happy to hear the news. And I thank God for the new government we have. Because it has been long. We are hearing about this thing. We don't have the solution. Thank God the solution has come.
And we are still praying for this government. Actually, this government show that they are fighting this Boko Haram, and they are now negotiating with them to get the remaining Chibok girls. So we thank God for that, and we continue to pray for the government and for the remaining Chibok girls to release.
And I believe that we still have hope in Nigeria. At times it looks as if we don't have hope, but we have hope. So for this to happen, that means we are heading to somewhere. We thank God for that, and we pray that God should intervene.
The remaining one will be released, and we thank God for the release of the Chibok girls. And we recognize the supremacy of God, who gave the security people the sense and the knowledge and the technical know-how for them to be released. And we know that God is in charge of this nation. As much as we come together in unity and pray to our Maker and we recognize supremacy, everything will work for good.
Well, as excitement continues, residents of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, have commended President Muhammadu Buhari and the military for ensuring the release of 82 more Chibok schoolgirls abducted by Boko Haram terrorists 3 years ago. Maimuna Garba has a situation report.
It was sad development not only in Chibok community in Borno state, but the entire Nigeria when the news of the abduction of more than 200 Chibok schoolgirls by the Boko Haram terrorists broke out in April 2014. 57 of the girls escaped soon after their abduction. Thereafter, efforts made to secure the release of the remaining girls were unsuccessful. With the coming of the Buhari administration in May 29, 2015, the president assured Nigerians of his administration's commitment towards the release of the remaining abducted Chibok girls. The first Chibok student to be recovered was Amina Ali Kelly and her daughter, who were found on the outskirts of Sambisa Forest in May 2016. As part of commitment to rescue all the girls, the federal government began negotiation with the Boko Haram terrorists. This negotiation paid off with the release of 21 of the abducted girls in October 2016. The release of the 21 girls was greeted with encomiums and accolades by many Nigerians within and outside the country, including the Bring Back Our Girls group. But the Buhari administration continued to reassure Nigerians of its determination to rescue all the remaining Chibok girls and other people in captivity of the Boko Haram terrorists. 7 months after the release of 21 girls, another set of 82 abducted girls were also released. In Abuja, Abdulmalik Adio, NTA News.
We apologize for that mix-up. That was Abdulmalik Adio giving us a little history on the abduction of the Chibok girls. Meanwhile, earlier today, Cyril Stober spoke with Yaga Yarakawa, Chibok, the chairman Chibok local government area, on the mood in the town. Take a listen.
What's the feeling like in Chibok at this time?
Chibok people are very, very happy with the release of the 82 additional girls. Both parents, mother and father, they are all jubilating. But with caution that the incidents that release of the present ones have very much in mind that we don't want to over-celebrate all things as at now.
All right.
Moreover, the identities of these girls, the parents have not been identified whose daughter is being released. So everybody is now happy with the aim of hearing the news that his or her daughter is among the ones released. So people are very happy indeed.
Now, how are you?
For the federal government, state government, the international communities, including the Red Cross, the ICRC, the Switzerland government, and the military, and all other military and security formations in the country.
You being the chairman of the local government, what has the council been able to contribute to all these efforts?
In fact, we have been giving our support to the military, the information gathering, and even praying to God for the safe release of these girls. In fact, we have been giving our quota, especially in calming the nerves of the parents who are very eager and traumatized, to control them and then to give them counseling so that they can bear all what is befalling them, morally and even physically.
You did say, even as you celebrate the release of this batch of 82 girls, you are also cautious and restrained. I believe that it's as a result of not knowing who would have their child among those released and who would face some huge disappointment if their child is not one of those that have been released.
Yes. Now, Chibok community have now stabilized. You know, in the first instance, nobody knows that we will set our eyes on these girls anymore. But God, in His infinite mercy, have now made available for us to see these 106 girls. So everybody is optimistic that one day God will work His wonders and release these girls so that their parents will set eyes on them. So now everybody is eager that maybe his or her daughter is among the 82 now that were released.
Okay. Well, the Buhari administration continues to push for the return of all captives, all those held hostage by the insurgents, and not just even the Chibok girls, but we also know that there are still some of them. What are your thoughts at this time as the government continues to pursue the release of the remaining girls?
In fact, I am very sure, and I want to tell you that Buhari's government is one of the best in the world. Because in the history of abductions all over the world, there is no single government that was able to rescue 82 girls at a time like that of Buhari. More especially through negotiations and mediations, they are able to get these 82 girls, which is a history for every mankind to know. And that our appreciation for this government cannot be overemphasized. So we are very much grateful for him and his team in rescuing the girls and including all other captives that are not yet released by the insurgents.
All right. Yaga Yarakawa Chibok, Chairman, Chibok Local Government, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
Thank you, Cyril, for putting through that interview. Meanwhile, let's see what the mood is like in Maiduguri on this recent development. Maimuna Garba is our guide.
The news of the release of 82 Chibok girls was greeted with a lot of happiness and commendations by residents of Maiduguri.
It's a thing of joy for all Chibokians and I believe all Nigerians. And today, 82, so that would definitely tell you that the government is really serious on the issue of release of these Chibokians. We really thank the President, Mr. President, for that. He is keeping, he's a man of his word, he has kept his word, and really Nigerians are happy about that.
Our people have been praying for the release of these girls, and many others have been fasting and praying, and God is rewarding our efforts. I would like also to say thank you for the federal government.
They described the feat as a great determination by the present administration and commitment to securing the release of the rest of the girls, as well as ending insurgency in the northeast.
This is a very good news. It's expected, and we hope that the other girls will also be released. It is a very soothing news to all of us Nigerians, the whole world. I hope this is the beginning of the end of the insurgency. I am highly delighted because one of the promises our President Buhari made before his election was to see that the Chibok girls are totally released. This is the second time now that the Chibok girls are being released under his tenure. So actually he is on the path of progress.
This has been our prayer for long, that God should allow this kidnapped girls should be rescued.
With the latest release of 82 girls, the number of those released has risen to over 100, apart from over 50 who earlier escaped from their captors shortly after being abducted. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
We now have the film report of our first story, where President Muhammadu Buhari has described the release of 82 Chibok girls after nearly 3 years in Boko Haram captivity as a pleasant second anniversary gift to the people of Nigeria. The president, who formally received the girls at his residence, reassured the nation that no efforts will be spared in ensuring that all other Nigerians who have been abducted safely regain their freedom. He commended the security agencies, the Red Cross, and all those who contributed in securing the release of the girls.
I am very pleased to have personally met you, and I assure you that the presidency will personally supervise the performance of those trusted with social welfare commitments made by the federal government. The promise which Nigeria has made to continue your education, social welfare facilities will not be in vain.
The Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, promised that the federal government will provide special care and protection to the girls.
With the release of these 82 abducted girls, I think the country and the entire world is elated and excited, and it's part of our promise that we will not declare the Boko Haram issue closed until every single person, especially these guys, every person who was abducted is returned. And we want to say that this is only a phase. We already commenced the third phase, which we believe, will not be as, will yield even more in number than these ones. And we want to assure our parents that they should please be very patient. Everybody's turn will come, and we will leave no stone unturned until we achieve that.
Still on the release of the schoolgirls, President of the Senate, Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki, has commended the efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration, security operatives, and the International Red Cross on the release of 82 of Chibok schoolgirls that were part of the group abducted by Boko Haram in 2014. In a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Yusuf Olainonu, Saraki expressed delight in the development, saying that the prayers and well-wishes of Nigerians and the global community had led to the return of more girls. He said, by this feat, those that are still out there should be rest assured that Nigeria will not forget them, and his government will continue to do everything within its power to bring them back home. The Senate President reassured that the Senate, and by extension the National Assembly, will continue to do everything within its power to augment the efforts of the executive and our international partners in securing the release of more girls and ending the Boko Haram menace once and for all. Similarly, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has commended President Buhari for his continued dedication to the safe return of the abducted Chibok girls that were culminated in latest release of 82 schoolgirls who were abducted by Boko Haram terrorists in April 2014. In a statement issued by his special advisor on media and public affairs, Turaki Hassan, Dogara described the development as delightful and heartening and commended the efforts of the security agencies and all others who were involved in the negotiation process. He called that last month the House of Representatives adopted a motion urging the executive to expedite negotiation for the release of the schoolgirls who remain in captivity. He said President Buhari has further proven that he is a man of his words, as true leadership is defined not by apportioning blame, but by solving challenges irrespective of their genesis. And the president deserves all commendation for this feat. And National President of the National Council of Women's Societies, Gloria Larabashoda, on behalf of Nigerian women, thanked President Muhammadu Buhari, security agencies and the international community for the safe return of more Chibok schoolgirls. In a statement, she felicitated with parents of the girls for uniting with their daughters. She expressed the Council's faith in President Buhari's effort at assuring their release from captivity. The statement adds that their return has shown federal government's commitment to well-being of citizens and the desired change in the socio-economic and political development of Nigeria. And away from the Chibok schoolgirls, Speaker House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara flags of 3 federal road projects valued at 50 billion naira in Bauchi State. At the event, the Speaker assured his constituents that the projects will be completed before the next 2 years. Ignatius Nkwo reports that the Speaker and his constituents prayed for President Muhammadu Buhari.
Das local government area is one of the 3 local government areas that Speaker Yakubu Dogara represents. It was the venue for the flag-off. Men, women and children trooped out in their numbers to witness what some of them described as historic. Accompanied by 162 members of the National Assembly, Speaker Yakubu Dogara explained that most of the roads, when completed, will link Bauchi State and its neighboring states. The project includes the Panchin-Tarshi to Mangu Road.
And by the grace of God, we will complete this road in the next 2 years. As we flag this road off today, we are flagging the one from Burga to Plateau, and it would end in soon.
This is the first major intervention of the federal government in this part of the state for the past 16 years of our democracy.
Mohammed Rufai, who represented the Minister of Works, Power and Housing, assured the people of Bauchi State of government's commitment.
We want to assure the entire community that they will get the best quality road.
Some indigents of the area made some observations.
Since I was a child, I never knew something may happen like this.
We are so much appreciated for what he's doing for us.
I appreciate it, and I pray for a good recovery to the Mr. President.
Well, apart from the 50 billion naira worth of road projects, the Speaker also announced to his people of the establishment of a police transit camp, which will cost 300 million naira. The Speaker also supervised some of his ongoing constituency projects from Das local government area of Bauchi State. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari today has joined the media industry to congratulate an ace broadcaster, Kunle Olasope, who turns 80 May 8, 2017. In a statement by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, the president felicitated with friends and family of Olasope, especially on his historical role on 31st October 1959 as the first African broadcaster to appear on the Western Nigeria Broadcasting Service, which changed the tone of journalism in not just Nigeria but Africa as a whole. The president noted that broadcasters' legacies will always be remembered and expressed the hope that his antecedents of discipline, focus, and commitment to fairness and excellence will be sustained in the industry. President Muhammadu Buhari has proceeded to London for follow-up medical consultation with doctors. A statement from the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity said the President had planned to leave this afternoon but decided to tarry a bit due to the arrival of 82 Chibok girls in Abuja earlier in the day. The President assures all Nigerians that there is no cause for worry. Adesina said the President is very grateful for the prayers and good wishes of the people and hopes they will continue to pray for the peace and unity of the nation. The statement said the length of the President's stay in London will be determined by the doctors and that government will continue to function normally under the able leadership of the Vice President. President Buhari has transmitted letters about the trip to the Senate and the House of Representatives in compliance with Section 145(1) of the 1999 Constitution. The immediate past governor of Enugu State, Sullivan Chime, has defected to the ruling party, All Progressive Congress APC. Mr. Chime was formerly registered in his ward, Abia Udi ward in Udi Council area of Enugu State. Nkiru Anyefina completes the report.
While welcoming the former governor into the APC fold, the national chairman, Chief John Odigye Oyegun, described Mr. Chime as a man of vision and a performer whose entrance into the party will help to effect the change mantra of the federal government.
In the Southeast, are people who truly believe in the Nigerian nation. The time has come for you to reap the fruits of your labor.
The Southeast Zonal Chairman of APC, Emmanuel Enugu, and the Enugu State Chairman of the party, Ben Nwoye, pointed out that the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration is positioned to ensure that the Southeast Zone is not left behind in the provision of dividends of democracy. In his speech, Mr. Sullivan Chime said his decision to join the APC is to redirect the people of Enugu State
that have not taken the decision to join the APC because of any position. I have joined the APC to make sure that people get what they're entitled to. And Enugu has been and shall continue to be a cosmopolitan community.
The party national chairman later handed over the symbol of the APC to Mr. Chime. In Enugu, Nkiru Anyefina, NTA News.
The federal government says it will engage National Youth Service Corps members in environmental protection. Director General, National Agency for Great Green Wall, Goni Ahmed, said this while on a visit to the Director General, NYSC, Brigadier General Suleiman Kazari in Abuja.
Desertification and other ecological problems caused by climate change have adverse effects on the socio-economic growth of the country. As a result, there have been decline in agricultural output in parts of the country. Given the statistics of food items coming from the 11 states affected by land encroachment, which is 43% of the total land area, Mr. Goni Ahmed says it is everyone's responsibility to protect the land. With the NYSC identified as a rallying force, the Great Green Wall boss said his agency will engage Youth Corps members to use their youthful and numerical strength through various community development service programs initiated by them to ensure proper sensitization of tree planting activities to protect the environment.
One of the council of the National Agency for the Great Green Wall is youth development. And I believe it is this particular office that the law has in mind.
Director General NYSC, Brigadier General Suleiman Kazauri, assured that the scheme will key into the program and support the project. And this will in no little measure assist in addressing the challenge of food security.
We had a farmland, and that farmland is still there for my father. We used to produce almost 100 bags of grains. But today, we hardly produce 10 bags of grains.
The Great Green Wall program was adopted by the African Union in 2007 as a Pan-African agenda that seeks to tackle environmental scourge in a holistic manner. In Abuja, Olainka Ujo, NTA News.
Christians and Nigerians in general have been admonished to emulate Christ and obey his commandments in order to attract more of God's blessings as Nigeria makes her way to economic revitalization. The Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Cardinal Onaiyekan, gave this charge during church services in Abuja. Ifeanyi Ezumba completes this report.
Cardinal Onaiyekan, taking his text from the books of the Acts of the Apostles and Psalm, also spoke on change in attitude, respect of those in constitute their authority, good neighborliness, and bringing up the younger generation and the fear of God for a better society.
We set our eyes on where we are going, and we believe that the Lord God will lead us there.
And then he has called on each and every one of us to be shepherds also, both the clergy and the laity, that is ordinary people. Every married man or woman should be a good shepherd to the family. And also those in the government also should be good shepherds to all the people they govern.
There was also the launch of the new church building for development of places of worship to enhance spiritual life of the people and also feed the interest of the entire community.
The congregation will always pray for those who made a little contribution while they are alive. And while they are gone, they will always pray for your soul in heaven.
In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
Talking sports now, University of Port Harcourt set to dominate university games as Eugene Bouchard, who accused Maria Sharapova of cheating in tennis, to face each other in Madrid Open Monday. Amanze Marcus tells us more.
The University of Port Harcourt will continue to dominate the Nigerian University Games for many years to come due to its commitment to sports development. Uniport won the 25th Nuga in Makurdi, Benue State with 70 gold, 47 silver and 33 bronze medals.
We are probably the only university in the country that has a sports institute where we teach sports medicine. There's an academy, so we grow the athletes from stage to stage. So I guess that's part of what, apart from the divine involvement, this is part of what is the secret of what we do.
Arsenal's chances of playing in Europe next season increased Sunday with a 2-0 victory against Manchester United to amass 63 points from 34 matches, 2 points below 5th place Manchester United.
Richard from Welbeck! Gunners 2 up in a trice!
Kenya's Eliud Kipchoge missed out on becoming the first athlete to run under 2 hours for the marathon by 26 seconds. The 32-year-old clocked 2 minutes 00.25 seconds, but because in-out pacemakers were used, the time will not be recognized as a world record, meaning Denis Kimeto's mark of 2 minutes 02.57 seconds is still the quickest. Eritrea's Zersene Tadesi and Lelisa Desisa of Ethiopia also raced in the 2.4 kilometers behind closed doors Nike events on the Monza Grand Prix circuit in Italy. 5-time Grand Slam winner Maria Sharapova, who returned to tennis in April after a 15-month doping ban on Sunday, beat Mariana Lucic Baroni 4-6, 6-4, 6-love to set up a match against Eugenie Bouchard on Monday at the Madrid Open. With sports update, Amanze Marcus, NTA News.
And sports wraps up this segment, but before we go, a quick reminder that you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. We'll now take a quick break. Newsline continues right after now. Thank you for being with us.
With Happy Cover from Leadway Assurance, you'll be covered for, well, almost anything. From personal cover to automobile to house, all with one single premium. Get happy. SMS happy to 22865 and we'll call you back. SMS now. Live happy with Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
It is indeed not how long, but how well. Afe Babalola University has grown in these few short years to now providing 47 accredited programs in 5 or more colleges. Perhaps one of the greatest experiments in transforming university education. The emphasis on students being able to do things for themselves, being able to think for themselves, and being able to innovate are clearly ideas that will surely transform university education in Nigeria and begin the transformation of our great nation.
Afe Babalola University, the fastest growing educational institution in Africa.
There is a reason that Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita, prepare to win.
You start fresh every day. But during the day, it's natural for odor to creep back in. That's why you need Rexona Roll-On with Sweat Guard after every morning shower. To keep you feeling clean, dry, and fresh every day. So you always pass the freshness test. Rexona, it won't let you down.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights. How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gionee A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
Everyday air. Ordinary air. And then there's TomTom Air. There's air, and then there's TomTom Air. What are you breathing? New TomTom 5-piece pack.
Ever since he could hold a bat, Charles wanted to play like his big brother. Victor had skills that matched the best in the land. Never mind, little brother, drink your Dano milk and keep practicing. So that is what he did. And step by step, glass by glass, the boy grew in spirit and strength, skill and determination. Until one day, drink your Dano milk and be strong.
Thanks for staying on the line. Galadimawa is a community in Abuja Municipal Area Council. And this community is a river where the residents go to carry out some of their household chores. Some, we are told, even bathe in this river. One day recently, precisely on the 3rd of March, 4 of the community's young girls went to the river as usual. What happened to them has left the community feeling very sad. Oyinaya Kalu Oka went there, and here is the story.
With a mixture of both traditional and modern structures, as well as household items, Galadimawa Egbagi community is said to have been in existence for more than 1,000 years now. It was originally called Gazima, but due to wrong pronunciation, changed to Galadimawa.
The founder of this village was a hunter, and in the course of hunting, he discovered a place.
A peaceful community that welcomes visitors from different parts of the country. Galadimawa lacks some basic amenities. The road is in a bad shape and boreholes for water supply privately owned. For residents who cannot afford to buy water, the river is an alternative means. The 3rd of March was a normal day for the 4 friends, Jinka Halilu, Bridget Ibrahim, Precious Ezra, and Azumi Daniels, all in the ages between 10 to 16. On the said day, they set out in a happy mood, headed to the river to get their clothes cleaned.
On that fateful day, they were all washing in that particular spot, and all of a sudden, one of the girls decided to go and take her bath in that spot. The second girl followed, then the third, and the 4th one, and that was how they were all drawn in that particular spot.
I came here at the time they were brought out from the river, and all of them were all dead, and they wasn't looking as if they were drawn in the water because they were not swollen up.
At the house of one of the victims, 16-year-old Azumi Daniels, we met her mother with a 4-month-old baby she left behind. There is no breast milk for this baby. She is fed with packaged baby milk. My daughter's body was the last to be brought out of the river. I never knew she would visit the river that very day because I was not at home. River Nanko, according to some old people in the village, has served as a major source of water supply for as long as the community has existed. But there is a spot people are not allowed to get close to. That was the same spot where the girls were drowned. How much of this mystery spot was known to the girls?
They fall into victim because they don't have the history. They don't know what is happening in the place.
That place is very, very dangerous.
Why?
Because there is a spiritual aspect there. I don't know what, I don't know the reason of how they see, because me, I cannot see what they are seeing.
The people say there's hardly a year without a reported case of someone being drowned, and it is in the same spot.
Some years ago, some children or some adults fell into the river and died.
Even though the people believe in a mystic power behind the incident, a water expert say there is another angle to it.
If you don't know how to swim, the moment water overpower you, you are gone. Don't go near you. Even as a flowing river, yes, no matter how big you are.
Authorities of the Abuja Municipal Area Council has cordoned off the area as it is working towards completing the water project in the village.
Government will be in the capacity to really find out the history of that mysterious river so that something can be done.
Lying here are the remains of the 4 girls, as it is with the tradition of the Bagi people, that anyone who dies inside the river must be buried by the side of the river, and the corpse must not be taken home. As residents continue to mourn the 4 girls who had unrealized tall dreams, it is still an atmosphere of gloom in the community.
Did a sad turn of events for that community. May their souls rest in peace. They've always complained about social exclusion in addition to other forms of discrimination in the society. They are right. We all know that the slightest sign of disability places a person in a position of disadvantage. He will not be considered first or at all for responsibilities. This is in addition to other inconsiderations. Some physically challenged people in Lagos share their experiences with Musa Toliat.
Statistics from the Center for Citizens with Disabilities indicate that over 19 million Nigerians either live with one form of disability or are outrightly disabled. This places them in a category of people with special needs. What this means is that society should pay attention to their peculiar needs and meet them. However, persons living with disability nationwide complain that society does not consider their plight in the scheme of things. Take Taiwo, for instance. She is 37 years old and blind. She lives in Lagos. Strangely, she is a photographer. She says it is always an unpleasant experience whenever she has to use public transportation.
When I was going to my office, I want to enter bus. That conductor just said, "You this blind, don't enter." It's not God. It's not me that created myself. So, and I wait for another bus.
Other areas where people with disabilities face challenges are in access to public infrastructure, such as pedestrian bridges, public buildings, including buildings of financial and religious institutions.
There are so many activities that the UN has been working on to make sure that they are included in what goes on in society. But we are not yet there, and we know this. All of us have this responsibility today to make some noise. If you see that in your community people with disabilities are discriminated against, talk about it.
Always say, enable the disabled. Anyone does not have the right to discriminate against those living with disabilities.
David Anyele is the Executive Director of Center for Citizens with Disabilities. He is not happy about what he describes as discrimination against the physically challenged and urges government to do more in the area of sustained sensitization.
The state must define what accessibility means in different sectors. Take, for instance, road construction. They must ask themselves, what does people with disabilities need?
The speedy passage of the Disability Act and government assent, David says, will also help address the plight of the physically challenged in the country.
The Disability Bill, which the Senate and the House of Rep has passed, made robust provision for, access for persons with disabilities in terms of public infrastructure, in terms of, construction of something like these roads, so that contractors will not be negligent around this issue.
In Lagos State, the disability law is, however, in force. It frowns at all forms of discrimination against the physically challenged in the state.
There are disabled parking lots specially reserved for people living with disability. If a person that is not living with disability dare park there, such a person will be sanctioned. It is a crime to lay off any person living with disability by virtue of disability.
Being a state that cares for the physically challenged within its boundaries, Lagos State instituted a trust fund for their well-being.
His Excellency launched the fund with a seed fund of 500 million naira. Individual, government, corporate body can make donations, can contribute to the fund.
All they want is a sense of belonging. Society must always factorize persons with disability in the scheme of things. Now, remember the couple in Abuja who about a month ago gave birth to 5 babies at once in the first year of their marriage and first delivery? We featured them here. Government, non-governmental organizations and individuals have been reacting to the plight of this couple who suddenly are the cynosure of all eyes. Debola Brookslyn Sunday reports that a major need of the family has been met by the federal government.
The arrival of these 5 babies into the family of Mr. and Mrs. Uduahi came with mixed feelings. While they received the quintuplets as bundle of joy, how to accommodate them based on the size of the apartment made the husband apprehensive.
I believe women Nigerians who may want to, join raising the children, their support is equally welcomed.
Like it is said in some quarters that the blessing of God is without sorrow. The arrival of the babies attracted the attention of Nigerians who thronged the National Hospital to bless the family with gift items. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, and the chairman, Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program, FISH, Yemi Adelakun, were among the good-spirited Nigerians who visited the family in the hospital.
You will hold their own children.
Their visit was like the usual one. Little did the family know that Mrs. Oyoita brought the message of President Muhammadu Buhari to them.
On behalf of the Federal Civil Service, to tell you that the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program, FISH, will be made available to you. We will give you a house that can accommodate you, your husband, and your 5 children.
I'm happy, ma. And I'm delighted. That means it's good when God says your turn is your turn.
At the 2017 Fish Summit, letter of offer was presented to Mr. Uduahi, after which he completed the documentation for the new house.
We hereby allocate 1 unit of 3-bedroom detached bungalow, house number 23, First Avenue, Efab Estate, Dakwa, to you for residential purpose.
Before now, the family lives at Zone 7, an outskirt of Lugbe area in the Federal Capital Territory.
So at the time of delivery, when the children finally arrived, there seems not to be any hope because we didn't even know where to move to. It was a big challenge for us.
This is where Mr. and Mrs. Uduahi stays before luck smiled on them through the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, who took steps to see how the fish program of the present administration can change their lives. Today, they are proud owners of a house at Efab City Estates in Abuja, as the chairman of the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program has presented keys to the house to Mr. Uduahi.
When the government has the interest of the poor at heart, you will see things being done differently. By the time you take accommodation away out of the challenges or problems of the people, you have solved most of their problems.
We at Efab Properties are appreciative of the effort of the federal government, at least this particular administration, in providing affordable houses for Nigerians, the entire effort in the fish program, and also we tie our belief to what the head of service had promised, and that is why you see this accommodation settled.
As a people, we should learn to believe our leaders. What we are seeing today is what the government have done, and we are grateful to them, and let's keep believing them. Whatever they promise us, it will be fulfilled. It's because it has been fulfilled in our own case.
Now that God has used the present administration to change their lives, how to move the babies from home to other places remains a challenge.
You smiled through that report. We appreciate the federal government for coming through in a remarkable manner. Moving on, the woman in this report did not know that her kidneys were failing. The vital signs eluded her. It therefore came as a heavy blow to her and her husband when she was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure. We'll talk about her tonight because she has someone standing to donate one of his kidneys to keep her alive. Musa Tulia will tell us about it.
According to World Health Organization survey, 1 out of 10 adults in the world has some form of kidney damage. Lack of empirical data, however, makes it difficult to place a tab on the prevalence rate of kidney disease in Nigeria. But research carried out by nephrologists in the country shows that renal failure is on the increase. 39-year-old Elsie Asibe was diagnosed with end-stage renal disease in February 2016, having been diagnosed with diabetes, which she was managing for 12 years. Her doctors traced her condition to a family history of diabetes and hypertension in both parents. Having undergone dialysis off and on for more than 12 months due to paucity of funds, nephrologists at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, where she received treatment, say her situation has reached the stage where kidney transplant is the option that can save Elsie's life.
Sometimes I do my dialysis once a week, which leaves me having continuous swollen feet. My feet don't go down. It's always swollen. My ankle is always swollen.
The good news is that Elsie's brother has volunteered his kidney to save her life, but the snag is 10 million naira needed for the transplant.
The doctor says the transplant is always the best because being on dialysis for the rest of your life, you will spend more than that amount that you spend on the transplant.
The surgery cannot be conducted basically because there's no phone. There's no phone. And they said the earlier the better because he is deteriorating every day. Based on the creatinine urea thing going up and down.
Besides heredity, nephrologists warn that harmful habits such as excessive alcohol intake, self-medication, smoking, high consumption of salt, and insufficient intake of water can break down the kidney.
Those that take a lot of analgesics or those that bleach also now call TOPS as causes of kidney disease in this environment.
Prevention: eat healthy food, do physical exercises, maintain optimal body weight, maintain optimal blood pressure, and not to become diabetic.
Early detection through urine and blood pressure tests, they say, remain the best preventive measures.
She has a donor and all that's left is a little push, if you know what I mean. Let's be our sister's keeper, okay? Up ahead, corporate and social events, who did what, when and where. You'll get to know only if you stay on the line. We shall take a break and be right back.
Clorets chewing gum neutralizes bad odor. It doesn't just disguise them, it gives you real minty breath.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
Everyday air. Ordinary air. And then there's TomTom Air. There's air, and then there's TomTom Air. What are you breathing? New TomTom 5-piece pack.
On your way home, something fascinating happens in the shop. Wow! What's that? A tasty fruit drink shines. It's in a pouch, but not a normal pouch. It's the fascinating Capri-Sun pouch. It's great to handle and easy to use for everyone. Capri-Sun brings the real fun to drinking. Put the straw in and the fascination continues. Capri-Sun, naturally fun.
House of Cheese.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights. How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Xiaomi A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
Welcome back. Plans are on the way for the establishment of 6 industrial parks to boost industrialization, internal revenue and employment generation in Nigeria by the Nigerian Export Processing Zones Authority after the passage of the 2017 budget. Managing Director of the organization made this known during his familiarization visit to Eko Atlantic City and trade zones in Lagos. Elizabeth Omori reports.
The extensive tour by the Managing Director and his management team began from Eko Atlantic City, where facilities were inspected to ascertain the level of work done. Obviously satisfied by the progress made so far, the Managing Director explained that the adoption of the free trade zones in the country will fast-track the diversification of the economy, which is in line with the agenda of the present administration for economic prosperity.
First and foremost is to see how do we get these foreign enterprises to come here and help us ginger up our economy, and in so doing make sure that the welfare of Nigerians is being addressed.
While the tour continued, Mr. Emmanuel Jime and his team headed to the Lekki Free Trade Zone and Lagos Trade Zone, where they were conducted around construction sites, processing plants, refinery and fertilizer sites, proposed Lekki port, as well as factories. Upon completion of these, he noted that the trade zones will attract foreign direct investment as well as promote the non-oil sector.
Creating a trade zone in the sense that we're talking about is to make certain that all of these facilities are in place, and so that when investors come, they can easily do their business, at low cost, and then, of course, the ultimate benefits that will come to the society.
Stakeholders also comment on the projects.
The enthusiasm shown by this new administration, we're very sure that we'll achieve all the goals and even exceed them on budgets and ahead of time.
The port will be a key role for the import and export through the seaside.
The Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority is Nigeria's investment promotion agency, saddled with the responsibility to facilitate investment into the free zone areas in Nigeria.
It was described as an exceptional annual general meeting when shareholders expressed satisfaction with the 2016 annual reports and accounts of Fidelity Bank PLC. The meeting necessitated a 14 kobo dividend per share payout to shareholders. Emel Odori, whose report is here presented, captured the joyous mood of the shareholders at the meeting, which is the 29th in the series.
It is harvest season for these shareholders of Fidelity Bank PLC because their investments in the bank over the years have continued to yield better results. This is reflected in the 14 kobo per ordinary share dividend paid to them, an indication that the bank had a good outing in the 2016 financial year. For this reason, shareholders gave a pass mark to management of the bank.
Many companies made losses, but this company was able to make profit. I think it's very commendable.
But we're actually not expecting that, going by the problems that they went through. So we're happy.
Weathering through the storm in 2016, the bank's financial performance reflects a 3.5% growth in its gross earnings to 152.0 billion naira from 146.9 billion naira the previous year. Fidelity Bank PLC posted 24.2% increase in its risk assets, also boasting of a capital adequacy ratio of 17.2% in 2016, which stood well above the regulatory minimum of 15.0%.
We've been very bullish in the retail and our electronic banking. That contributed enormously to the growth that we had, in spite of the very challenging year that we had in Nigeria in 2016.
After those upgrades, the results are beginning to show. And that's why, like you see in our numbers, despite the drop in e-banking income year on year on account of stoppage of using the Naira debit cards abroad, our income dropped about 1.4 billion on that line, but we recovered about 800 million by newly introduced electronic banking products.
Looking forward, management of the bank says it will continue to improve on its operating environment to deliver better results with the vision of becoming #1 in every market.
Plenty Millions Lotto, one of Nigeria's leading lottery brands, is set to change the face of the game. Thompson Eja, Chief Executive Officer of EG&H Interconcept Organizers, said the game will be taken to such a transparent height that would further improve the lives of Nigerians. This was at the public presentation of the biggest jackpot winner. Oyinaya Kaluoka reports.
For 37-year-old Anthony Akuma, a petty trader in Masaka, a suburb in Nasarawa State, his life changed for the better when he played the Plenty Millions lottery for the first time with just 50 naira. Anthony Akuma, a proud winner of more than 5 million naira, says it is a dream come true.
Just pick interest that day. I say, since I normally play game and I win, let me try this Plenty Millions. So that is how it's happened. But now I know it's real. I feel excited. I feel happy.
With Nigeria topping one of the list of countries participating in lottery, Plenty Millions Lottery says it is determined to change the trend.
We also use
the draw machines to select the numbers from the leading draw equipment manufacturer in the world, Smart Systems Limited. Transparent, heavily transparent. And then we stream directly to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/PlentyMillions.
The brand was endorsed by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission.
The government is part of this business. What EG&H is doing is not illegal, and therefore nobody can be cheated. The time when the operators have changed the public is over.
Financial institutions pledge to support the continuous success of the brand.
You can play it from that account that you already have money. Playing is not to give you numbers to play, no. To pay for the lottery you are paying for the day. And if you win, because you played from that account, it helps to solve the documentation problem.
To ensure that they are able to deliver on whatever it is they are doing, like this delivery of payment.
Plenty Millions Lotto promises bigger jackpots for interested Nigerians.
I'll settle myself, start a business, now marry.
With the slogan, Na Your Hand Ide, Plenty Millions Lotto can be played through the mobile phone by texting 1 to 42663 to either the MTN or Glo service providers.
Love tale between Chuka Egu, son of Senator Sam Egu, and Chidinma Iwe was finally made public in Abakaliki when the two were joined in holy wedlock. The event, which was as colorful as it was interesting, attracted guests from across the nation. Chika Okori captured high points in this report.
It was truly a remarkable, thrilling and exciting moment when Chuka wore down the eye with his better half, Chidinma, in an interstate marriage vow and signing of the dotted lines, as officiated by the General Superintendent of Assemblies of God Nigeria, Dr. Chidi Okorafor.
My enduring affection in the name of the Father. Amen.
Glamour and style simply captured the red carpet event, not only because of the roll call of dignitaries, the bridal train, the wedding cake, alongside other distinct features, but an indication that the two lovebirds are people of great means.
Wish them God's favors, God's blessings.
Once they put God first in their life, there will be love, there will be submission, and there will be trust.
Approaching the union as a sacred and beautiful venture were utmost in the minds of the guests.
Ogbuefi, congratulations today, and your beautiful wife, Chidinma.
It gives me great pleasure to be part of this ceremony.
Successful marriage, and believe that in 9 months' time, we'll all assemble to come and celebrate the arrival.
God will bless them with children, with wealth, with knowledge, and with wisdom.
They should hold on to God, and everything will work for them. God is love, and love is God.
The bride and the groom who took to the dance floor said trust, mutual respect, and above all, love would be the thrust of their relationship as husband and wife.
She is the most beautiful lady I have ever seen in my life. She is caring beyond what you expect in today's world.
He doesn't just take things for granted, you know, especially when it affects me.
What else can be said of a true relationship, which started as a mere friendship 3 years back and grown into a full-blown love?
Congratulations to the bride and groom. Many blessings to your home. Hundreds of people from all walks of life converged on Dutse, the Jigawa state capital, to witness the turbaning of APC chieftain Alhaji Nasiru Haladu Dano as a Dan Amano Dutse. Salisu Aminu reports that the Emir of Dutse, Alhaji Nuhu Mohammed Sanusi, conferred the title on him in recognition of his contributions to the development of the emirate and the country.
The traditional title Dan Amana means trustworthy. It is a title conferred on highly recognized by the Emirate Council for their selfless service to the people. In view of this, Dutse Emirate Council deemed it paramount to honor the family of late Alhaji Haladu Dano, a Port Harcourt-based businessman who contributed immensely to the development of humanity. Aged 44 years, Alhaji Nasru was turbaned as Dan Amana Dutse in the presence Alhaji Nu Muhammad Sunusi, Emir of Dutse, the Oni of Ipe, Opesa Theophilus, Prince Will, Aman Yanabo of Kalabari, among others.
That is why there are special people who are trained for this purpose.
Emir of Dutse, Alhaji Nu Muhammad Sunusi, who thanked the dignitaries who graced the occasion, said the appointment of Nasir Dano as Dan Amana Dutse is a testimony of the contribution and respect for the Emirate Council.
I'm sure you have heard our advice, and also you saw to protect our people and improve on their lots.
Some traditional rulers, politicians, and business associates of Dan Amana Dutse described Nasir Dano as a true Nigerian who always preaches the message of peace, unity, and understanding among people.
We should always encourage such ceremonies for us to always have a refreshed memory that we are one Nigeria.
Then I can easily describe what I have seen, and when I get back home, describe it to people at home, that this is what I've seen.
We have to show solidarity and show the world that the north, south, and east are just geographical boundaries. But we are one people, and we are here to foster that unity of purpose.
I want to thank the Emir for recognizing the fact that he's a reliable character.
Nasru has been a wonderful young man. He has done a lot for his people here. He has done a lot for himself, nationally and internationally.
Governor Muhammad Badr Abubakar described Nasir Dano as a friend who is always ready to serve his people. A Durbar was organized to entertain the visitors and showcase the rich cultural heritage of the Emirate Council.
Congratulations are in order. More social events coming up. We'll unveil them, not before we give way for these messages. Stay on the line while we'll take another break.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
Achievers always believe in 100%. Breakfast isn't complete without Chivita 100% fruit juice, made from real natural fruits with no added sugar. So to be at your best, start every day the Chivita 100% way. With 100% quality, 100% commitment, 100% goodness, 100% achievement. Start your day the Chivita 100% way.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of Made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC impacts upon everything we do, including water we drink, the food we eat. They are important organs to the development of this country. And everybody should come out and join them and support them and help them to achieve the greatest benefits and success that they need to record.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
We appreciate the gesture, we appreciate her love, and we know that she cares about the people of Nigeria.
She wants to touch people's life, especially the less privileged, or even people who are sick in the hospital. We remember that they have a wife of the president who is very concerned about human life and humanity in general.
Yes, so no be only government go stop Lassa fever. Now everybody go put hands together to stop Lassa fever. We don't the years once more to say Lassa fever don't use style resurface for some part of this country them. But the Federal Ministry of Health say make you no panic. Now so they clean our house all the time. Go chase rats come out. And if rats don't mood for our house, Lassa fever don't come out be that. Lassa fever get two symptoms. One are early stages where they bring fever, sore throat, vomiting, diarrhea, joint pain. The second stage now go there. Now they cause bleeding from the nose, eyes, spectrum. It go even they make blood to the come out from private parts. Even cause swelling genital. Make we stop to the shop rats. Anyway, we rat fit enter our house. Make we block her. Don't forget say division of the universal health coverage. That to see say everybody they can't pay. Our God president Muhammad Buhari want everybody make we stand with the guy. Yama no good for us. So he invite her. Sweat where they come up from person where get Lassa fever. Fit transfer the disease from one person to another. If you suspect any fever, where you don't treat it with better medicine and you no go quick, or you suspect any person where get Lassa fever, make you rush go any health facilities where they near you. Lassa fever must go. Now all of now go give them red card. Now Federal Ministry of Health bring on this message.
To have you back. The marital journey has begun for Adeshola Adesugba and Oladiro Ninalowo. They tied the knots in Lagos before God, their families and friends, vowing to be together forever. The bride is the daughter of the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Ayotunde Adesugba. Here are the highlights of the ceremony as captured by Elizabeth Omori.
Those beats from the drums beckoned a new beginning in the lives of Adeshola and Oladiro. Their guests converged on Lekki, Lagos to watch their sweethearts become man and wife. The ceremony began with a gallant entry of the groom and his friends. Of course, he has a reason for bringing his family to meet the Adesugbas. Okay, now we know. And here comes the reason for the visit. Oladiro and Adeshola met 2 years ago through a friend, and today they are friends for keeps. With the traditional rites undertaken, the bride was handed over to her husband. Wedding ceremonies are never complete without a reception where guests are entertained. The grand reception started with the entry of the parents of the couple. And and Adeshola and Oladiran held their guests spellbound. The chairman of the occasion encouraged the newlywed to remain faithful to each other. And here's what they have to say about each other.
He's just very selfless, kind, and loving.
He is very, very supportive.
Words of advice flowed freely.
I wish them well, the best of everything in life.
I pray for God's guidance, wisdom for the couple to be able to deal with each other.
My prayer is that if you have long life.
Then the couple cut their cake. And that's how Adeshola and Oladiran opened a new chapter in their lives.
What a great way to start. Yes, wishing the couple all the best. It was in the university that Abimbola Folayan and Ademola Badejo started a relationship. That relationship has now been perfected into a lifetime marital affair. And so the families of Afolayan and Badejo rode out the drums to celebrate their children. Doris Olumuku is on the line from Akure with details of the blue, gold and white color celebration.
The two-day wedding ceremony began with the traditional engagement held at the Senior Staff Club Akure, where the Badejos from Ijebu-Ode in Ogun State came with all the necessary requirements to ask for the hand of pretty Abimbola in marriage. The next day, family, friends, and well-wishers joined Abimbola and Ademola at the Christ Apostolic Church, Oke, Kosontoluwa Olise, Akure, for the solemnization of holy matrimony. Pastor Julius Awolusi admonished the couple to always communicate, appreciate one another, and avoid third-party influence in their marriage. The bride, Abimbola, a fashion designer, studied biochemistry, while the groom, Ademola, who is a bank consultant, studied industrial design, both at the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Futa.
She's someone who loves God. That was the most attractive quality.
They should live in peace. I wish them good things in life, to live together in peace and harmony.
They should love themselves.
It was entertainment all the way at the reception ceremony.
It's a colorful ceremony. We pray God to bless their home. He made global headlines when he became the world heavyweight boxing champion only last week. Now the world is claiming Olufemi Joshua as their son. Success, they say, has many parents, but he's a Nigerian with Nigerian blood running through his veins. He's a native of Shagamu in Ogun State. With news of his success still fresh, Yemi Dalemo went to his hometown to survey the mood.
Though born in Britain, his success story has turned his Nigerian ancestral home to a place of reckoning, as many people, including journalists, are currently visiting the town to report the excitement of the community over their son's boxing victory.
Left, Stephen fight Joshua.